Okay, y'all gonna have to share. They took away my share option. I cannot share any more lives.
Funeral home located at.
So I'm gonna need y'all to help me out with this. Y'all share. Please share. This is crazy. They have taken away some of my. I'm getting texts from different people saying that I have unfriended you. No, I have not unfriended you. I do not know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with Facebook or why Facebook doing this, but wow. It is really taking away my share button, and I can't call any of you, tell you. So what I need you to do is share. Can't have highlight or anything. But anyway, this is Dr. Kenneth Sharp in Glasgow with It Is Raw than you ever saw before. Something that you can't ignore. You must listen more in order for you to be tuned up, educated, and informed, because you never know what we have in store. Those of you that are coming in, please share. I cannot share anymore. They took away my sharing capabilities. So if you would do the honors of helping me this morning in sharing, then I would greatly appreciate it, being that they have okay, they got me on a different kind of platform here. Today we're going to talk about some well needed information. And that information is about formerly incarcerated people. There seemed to be some kind of misunderstanding that people that are formerly incarcerated are able to function just like people who have been in society. Now, I want to tell you that is my field. That's something that I've been working on for 31 years. That's what God has given me. And I want you to understand that even though a person gets out of prison, that does not take away that scarlet letter. It don't take away the fact that they've been in prison and they still have to live in that mode of being incarcerated, because they still suffer from incarceration in some way, form, or fashion, whether it be probation, whether it be parole, whether it be just being a person with felony convictions. Because whenever you go fill out an application for a job, for housing, for loans, for anything, and if you don't put on there that you have been incarcerated, then you're subject to what? Fraud. And so you live under that for the rest of your life. Now, there's a lot of us who are formerly incarcerated that have redeemed their lives. And a lot of you know that. But even in the redemption, such as myself, they still come after you like you have not. So no matter what you try to do, as a person who is formerly incarcerated, you still remain under that shadow, that dark cloud, in that scarlet letter, so to speak, of being a formerly incarcerated person, or a person that's been incarcerated. I have a lot of people who have done a lot of successful things. I talked to a couple of them last night. Some of them that don't even want to talk about it, give their testimony at this time. Why? Because they don't want to bring the limelight on themselves or be targeted. And that is understandable. Yet, when you have people like myself that's called to that, and that is our calling from God, then we have no other choice but to be that. And we thank God as our conservative cousin, because now she's more y'all cousin than mine, have come into the building. And I looked at, there's going to be a real deficit, cuz a deficit of in this country, when you got 2.5 million people that's going to be losing their access to food stamps, which is going to put them in a crisis, because a lot of people that's living life on life terms and so I really feel like we need to understand that when people going through crisis, we need to be very empathetic. My wife always tell me my empathy is not good when it comes to certain things. Like, believe it or not, make sure you get that close to you, please, because they couldn't hear you yesterday. Like, believe it or not, y'all, I have a real, I have a problem going to hospitals now. And I used to didn't. I used to go all the time, pray for people, and it wasn't even a problem. But after a few people died, after I went and visited them, I don't want to go to the hospital and visit nobody no more when they're sick. I feel like, oh my God, I don't want to pray for them when they die. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And these are things that affect us that we don't know. I'm saying that to say when people start losing their food stamps, start losing their jobs, because we haven't even talked about employment and how many people have lost jobs. Now here it seems like it's crazy to me that so many people have lost their jobs when you got all these jobs out here, but we're not talking about the McDonald's and the Jacks and the fast food service. No, we're talking about government jobs and people that have highfalutin, we got people that of standards who can't even get a job because they got too much qualification. And we're talking about people like that when they go to losing their jobs and get to a point where they have to find a way and never had to find it before. We're dealing with a lot of emotion, a lot of trauma, and they need a lot of care. And what I need us to do is care more than anything else. We're waiting on Clifford Ellis. Clifford Ellis will be calling in this morning. As you see, those of you that's on my Facebook page, see that we named this FIP Day. And FIP means Formerly Incarcerated People Day. So we're talking about formerly incarcerated people, but at the same time, we're talking about people that's facing incarceration. Did anybody catch that? Now what I mean by facing incarceration is some of these people, I don't care how y'all cook it, saute it, simmer it, fry it, whatever. Some of these people that's losing food stamps and all this are going to end up being incarcerated people. Now, is that by design? I don't know. I can't say that. But what I can say, Eric Rogers, is that, when people start losing their way and their means of life, when they have been used to a certain lifestyle, and now that certain lifestyle is being interrupted because food stamps is gone, jobs gone, this and that and the other, those people will become desperate. And desperate times calls for desperate measures. So people will start, crime will definitely be something we need to look at. Talk to me.
Well, I know someone that lost their food stamps, and you just have to help them
Talk to
out.
the mic.
I know someone that lost their food stamps, and if you can help them out, eventually he got them back. But for a while there, for about 6-7 months, I did what I could to support that family. So just have to look out for each other.
Well, we got people there's going to be about 2.5 million people that's going to be losing them. It's going to affect Alabama a lot, and that's why I'm really, I was confused when I seen how Governor Ivey was so, supportive of Donald Trump and all the stuff that he's doing, when it's really going to affect a lot of her people here in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they just don't see it yet, but they should know it. But go along, get along, or something like that. But when it hits, it hits.
Well, is it because that they don't affect them? Is that really what's going on?
It doesn't affect them immediately, no.
Oh, so it don't affect them immediately, so they don't see it because their lifestyle will not be changed at all. So it's hard for them to do that.
Not for a while until people start showing up and saying, hey, even if someone is doing well, like you have your politician or your businessman, they have family. And their family members start talking about what they're losing and what they're going through. That's how it comes up to the higher levels of office.
How do you see people that have been incarcerated, right? That can't get away because from this scarlet letter, so to speak. And people, no matter what they do, no matter what they accomplish, they always behind their back whisper, like me, for instance, man, he went to jail. And all his national accomplishments, that's the only thing they want to talk about is whisper. How do you see that as a person from the other side of the fence that's never been locked up, a clean person, so to speak? How do you see that? What suggestions or advice do you give the people that demonize, ostracize, and even act like we leopards or something?
Well, one of the things that I'm pushing in justice reform is that your probation, if you can set your life up and stay out of trouble, after a certain amount of time, you won't have to report that you were formerly incarcerated, because you would have done your time, you would have made correction, you would have adjusted, fitted into society, and so there's no need to continue reporting that. But that's what I would do. I would make it like, let's say probation is 4 years, and you just got out of prison. I would say maybe the first 2 years out, because you still got that community and you still have that influence. You have to report if you've been incarcerated, because no one knows what's going on. But then after those 2 years or 25 months or so, then you don't have to report it. Then you can just get a regular job and start building your life while you're still on probation. So it frees, my idea is that this frees you up, at least halfway through to get things straightened out and re-situate yourself into society.
So, yeah, but you say that. But look at all the people that don't say that. You understand what I'm saying? And Brother Ellis, the live is still going. I hope you see that. The live is still going. I'm getting all kind of texts that they can't see the live. They done unfriended me with folks, all kind of stuff going on. But anyway, the live is still going. Okay, good. I'm glad you're here. Go ahead and give us a call in, 334-446-3812. 334-446-3812. Let me give you that number to call in, sir, and talk to us. 334 446-3812. Okay, but now you say that because how are you going to get other people to see it that way? Because they don't. You know, and one of the things that people don't understand is the highest commodity at this time are people. The criminal justice system. And, I mean, every city and municipality is based on writing tickets.
Well, that's how they make some money.
That's how they make their money. That's their budget.
Enforcing law enforcement, which law enforcement makes sense, but when you get to, okay, you got the person and they're arrested and they go into the corrections system, you know, the whole point is to correct, you know, not to keep them, not to hang around them, not to hang over their head, but make the correction, get them back in line with society and with the general economy. I mean, I'm against just randomly pulling people out of the economy because it hurts the state, in my opinion, but I know that it's also a hustle because they, just like they keep children for an extended time in foster care, they tend to keep people who aren't charged with anything, you know, in prisons, and that's just wrong. And that is something that this country has fought to defeat and to stop excessive. It used to be that the rich guys used to mainly enforce against everybody or take someone as slave or do these sorts of things. But, you know, and America fought that, and that's slavery, not necessarily slavery, but servitude for debts, for all sorts of infractions and things like that. It was just a way of getting away with things. But it's something that America fought, that we would all have equal justice. I mean, in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, it talks about justice, and that is one of the strongholds of this country. I mean, our flag defeated slavery, our flag defeated the Confederate flag, our flag defeated every other flag there is. So there should be justice in America because it is the cornerstone of the country to make sure that people can, if they do the crime, serve the time, make amends, get reestablished, and go on with their lives.
Yeah, but even in saying that, you know, one thing that Alabama prides on is their recidivism rate. And Alabama say, oh, our recidivism rate is very low. Well, guess what? You know why? You keep people longer than any other state in the country. Your sentences are higher. So if your sentences are higher, then nobody's getting out to recidivize.
Right.
Hello, somebody.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we have to consider that. We got a man that's still in prison for $9, still $9. Like 34 years ago.
It's crazy.
You know, and we'll be bringing up these stories and all. We have a documentary that's coming out soon, Alabama Solutions, from what I've told. And I've seen it, and I've heard about it. It will be coming out, and it's going to feature a lot of different stuff that is going on, and that has went on in prisons in the near past, like the last 2-3 years. We're not talking about 2 or 3 decades. We're talking about the last couple of months.
But it's another thing too, the taxpayers, you know, everyone always wanted tax breaks, the middle class, you know, the president always talks about tax breaks for the governor or whatever. I mean, the prison costs money.
What? No.
Locked up for $9, you're paying hundreds of thousands.
But you got people that sit up there and believe that this stuff, if you show people, I have looked at some of the comments and people would say on there, oh, they deserve to get beat up and his eye knocked out because he's in prison. Until it happened to them.
The prison is not meant to be a lawless place. Prison is meant to correct and reform, not to
Well, we have reached, that's right.
Say let them get their butts kicked, whatever else. It's not. Because this is one of the things that's coming through now are the complaints about being raped in prison. And also about sexual exchange.
Well, they started PREA for that, the prevention of rape, you know, and all the officers have to take it, and it died down in Tutwiler. We only have one female prison in the state of Alabama, and that's Tutwiler. And it had died down for a while. I say for the last 10 years since PREA come out. But now it's up. I get calls every day.
Yeah, the guards can't become lawless. If you're enforcing the law, you can't become a criminal. You know, same thing if you're a cop. If you're arresting someone, you're basically just gathering them, transferring them, putting them in through the justice system. You're not
But that's
supposed
how they get paid.
to take out your personal things and start beating the person senseless and saying, you said that to me. You're supposed to be higher than the person that's supposed to be this local criminal.
No. And the sad reality is, it used to be the white officers that beat up all the black guys and this and that and other. The sad reality is now the white officers, they got real sophisticated. They don't even do it. They'll get the black officers, you go beat them up. And get them to do it to prove themselves and to get in the game rank. You know? Ray Cloud just put up here that 47 is trying to undo cash bail reform in some states. Now, let me tell you something that's so crazy. We had about, and I'm going to say this, I know Rodriguez is going to probably get on my case about it. We had about $30,000 left over from the national bailout and tried to bail out a lot of you women yesterday. And for the life of me, I'm going to say safely, some of the people down there, a lot of the people down there, black and white, in the city of Dothan tried their best to help us bail you out. But they set some standards in to cause us not to be able to spend that money. We had to actually send it back to the funders and say, hey, they won't give us the names, so we have no way of bailing these people out. And what people don't understand is the prevention of helping. And we have, in this administration, they're making it so. I seen an interview the other day. Somebody sent it to me where a guy was talking about, nonprofits just for the people that got the nonprofits and all that. No, that's not true, my brother. Nonprofits are for people who need them. And you got a lot of nonprofits out here like us, who's the first and longest existing criminal justice, prisoners' rights, and voting rights organization that's actually trying to do the work. And they're coming up with all kind of obstacles and preventions to stop us from doing the work. We don't have a 70% salary staffing budget and a 30% work. Ours is 90% work and 10% staffing budget, well 20% and 80, like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 70-30, but ours is even less than that. Go ahead, caller, you live on the air. Talk to me.
Good morning, Joe. How you doing? This is Brother Clifford.
Brother Clifford Ellis, how are you, my brother?
Brother, I'm blessed. I can't complain. This is good. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, so talk to us, man. Since you've been out, tell us your story. Tell us how long you've been out. Tell us your story, though. You got a heck of a story of how you even got incarcerated, what's going on, and since you've been out, what all you've been through, about the obstacles and everything you faced trying to just survive.
Yes, sir. Man, my name is Clifford Ellis, and they had gave me 2 consecutive life sentences for vehicular manslaughter. I did hit nobody. State Troop said it's not my fault. And they put me to prison with 2 consecutive life sentences. I did 7.5 years in prison, wrongfully convicted. And when I'm in prison, I got into the law library, studied the law, and did my paperwork with the help of you and a lot of other people that supported me and helped me. I got myself out and overturned from 2 consecutive life sentences, and then now I'm free. I'm now on parole, now on probation, I'm scot-free. And I've been out a little over 2 years now, about 2.5 years. I've been out, I'm still part of the squad of people that still in there. I help them with their cases and everything, read over transcripts.
Hey, don't say that too much now. By helping them by the inside with their cases stuff, they're gonna get you for practicing law without a license.
Yes, sir, but one thing about it though, they go pro se, and I just share with the knowledge that I have and read over to them, you know what I'm saying, and point out things.
Clifford, they don't care nothing about you being pro se, man. Pro se, the first thing on my page. Go ahead, man. Let me stop. Go ahead, sir.
Brother, they don't care everybody. They don't respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to get a lawyer to sign off on mine because they want to respect the pro se. But that's what I'm doing to help their brothers, fear that can't help themselves. You know what I'm saying? Being a voice for them out here, trying to do whatever I can do to support them because they don't know who to go to, they don't know who to turn to. And a lot of people just gave up on the brothers and that's not right though. They look at them like animals. We not no animals. A lot of people ain't supposed to be in there. They wrong for the reason like I was. I ain't supposed to be in there with 2 consecutive life sentences. And these some people ain't really helping me, these organizations, big organizations, certified law firms, even this, and people don't be knowing where to turn to. So they just lost. You know, so it's been kind of awesome since I've been out. That if you have a good, strong support group, you know, that me coming back into society after doing 12 and a half years, a lot of things have changed. You know, and I ain't been talking with no counselor and that, but a person been gone for so long, they need to be counseled one-on-one to get them back into the society out here.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. You're listening to Clifford Ellis, a man that did 12 and a half years, been out 2 years, and you hear him. I need y'all to hear him. He is the first one to admit, if you listen to him real clearly, that a person that been locked up 5 years or longer, even 2 to 3 years or longer, they need counseling. Do y'all hear that? He's saying right now, even though he's been out 2 years, with the help of us and others, he still realizes and admits he needs counseling and help mentally. Go ahead, Clifford.
Yes, sir, because when you go through that and been in there so long, it messes with your mental. When people die, people get killed. You know what I'm saying? So much going on in prison. And the greatest thing is you don't want to be there. That's where it's a turmoil. You know what I'm saying? And they become post-stress traumatic disorder. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some constant. You're seeing that the medical people supposed to be here to help you don't need proper medical attention. People that you can talk to when they come up the next morning, they dead. That can affect them mentally. And then paranoid, you never know who's going to try to stab you. But where's the people who need counseling? And I admit, I need counseling to talk and share all the things that I experienced, as well as try to deal with the society out here. People got things changed. Things change. And it's still changing every day.
Amen. 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 How you doing, Miss Candace? Y'all go ahead, please share. They have taken away my sharing opportunity. Say I'm sharing too much, so y'all gonna have to do that for me. Y'all interact with me and share. Just share. So you're saying you need this counseling, you need this help. We're gonna be bringing on Sister Aisha Griffin, Dr. Earl Jones, and others that's gonna be talking to us about this counseling and stuff. And we're also going to bring them to the screenings and into sessions with us FIPs, formerly incarcerated people. Tell us some of the things that you have went through, Clifford, and where you see some of the things you went through since you've been home in 2 years, and where you see that you need this mental health counseling act. Like, for instance, you went to the store and somebody was looking at you a certain way, and you went back to the prison mode, not realizing that they wasn't even looking at you, they was looking at the car behind you. Give us some of those examples you go through. I just gave y'all one of mine, whether you know it or not, because I suffer from paranoia for real. Come on, Cliff.
Look, yes, sir. And that you being a crowded area, and then you always got to keep the guards up. You know what I'm saying? Because when they ain't kept you behind a fence, around 1,200 to 1,300 different people with mental illness, and they stabbing on people, all types of things that goes on, that, you know what I'm saying, for so long, you always stay on point, even though I'm back out in society. You know, I can't go out to eat, and I always look up at how the person looking at you. You know what I'm saying? If they're going to try to attack me. You know, that's staying on program because I've been around this for so many years, this invaded in me. You know, then I don't trust people because I'm saying that this person, if he's out to help me, he's out the person out to hurt. But I've been around so many people who just hurt me so much, that's what I always be expecting. Okay, this person gonna hurt me, I gotta stay on point. This person try to take advantage of me, I gotta stay on point.
I don't want you to go too far. I don't know who's with you. Somebody else with you right now?
No, sir. Brother supposed to be calling in, but I'm waiting on him to call in now.
No. The reason I'm asking because I wanted to go somewhere, but I don't want you to be alone when I do that. So we'll just leave that alone for a minute because I want you to give us a testimony about when you got attacked. But I don't want you by yourself because I know how it traumatizes you. But tell us some of the other stuff that you have went through since you've been out, Clifford, and how. Because a lot of people, you know what they ask me? Well, how do we help? And they be sincere and genuine because they really don't know. So how can people help even though they're not counselors, even though they're not LPCs, licensed professional counselors, clinics, clinicians or whatever? How can they help people that's formerly incarcerated come home? Because what y'all got to look at, 98% of the people get locked up. It used to be 95, but not 98%. Well, 95%. They coming home.
Yes, sir. And how people can help, be supportive, you know what I'm saying? Give a person financial, because that'd be a major issue. Person can't find a job, you know what I'm saying? And they can give you $10 when they put you out, you know, and you want to get my next meal there. How am I be able to stay? You can't stay nowhere for free. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on, Cliff, hold on, because somebody might have missed what you said. You did 12 and a half years. You shouldn't have did. You were innocent. We were able to help prove you're innocent. Got you off the 2 life sentences. Got you out of prison. No paper, no fines, no CARCO, no restitution, no parole, no probation, no nothing. And they give you $10 and say you're on your own.
You're on your own. You're on your own. Don't try to give you no job. Don't try to prepare you for nothing. Just you're on your own. Not even ID. You're Social Security code. Not even ID.
What about family? Do you have any family when you got out, Clifford? Tell us about that.
You know, I had lost my mom when I was incarcerated. I have 4 other brothers. I have a sister, you know, and they deal with that, you know what I'm saying, illness and stuff. But my sister, she here, his name is she. And my uncle, auntie, down, by me being with us so long, and I'm not even, you know what I'm saying, with my auntie, my uncle. That's basically all I have, my sister and my brother. You know, I don't have my other family, and then I did. So it was it's still hard on me and difficult.
And when your mom passed away at her homegoing, I remember they wouldn't even let you go to the funeral, see a video, and basically wanted to lock you down. This is what people don't know. And I'm thinking about Freak right now. Think about Deacon. And they basically want to lock you down because they feel like you're going to get emotional. Let's talk about that, Cliff.
Yeah, they locked me down and said that, you know, because we don't want you to try to hurt yourself or you suicide, nothing. And we don't want you to try to leave and they just put you in the cell by yourself, lock you down. You know, isolation. You know, when it hurtful that I don't supposed to be here and that I can go to the prison. So basically you kidnapped me, hold me against my will, 12 and a half years. Now that's traumatizing. Knowing that I don't have really family support, that's what the greatest thing that you can do is help somebody coming out. Because they know, okay, let me move. I got me so much security state. I know I can get my next meal there. I got somebody to help me get my ID. I got somebody to try to, you know what I'm saying, take the time to be patient with me, but support me. Now, all about money, if I can be able to just call and talk to them. Sometimes you want to call and just talk with somebody.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And
Ray,
you know,
amen. Yeah, Ray Cloud said Prison Rape Elimination Act, PREA, establishes measures to prevent, detect, and respond to sexual assault and harassment in all United States correctional facilities, including prisons, jails, and community settings. She also says, Clifford, she want to tell you that she's so sorry for your experience and what you're going through. Ray Cloud says that every person who has been arrested and processed into the jail setting should receive counseling. We came up with something, Ray Cloud, and all of you that are listening. They talked to us about it. We came up with it about 10 years ago. Clifford, I know you remember this. When they were talking about post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD. And we came up with post-prison stress syndrome, PPSD. And what y'all are listening to is Clifford Ellis, who's been out for 2 years. And I don't know if you can hear the concern and hurt in his heart. But he's doing real good talking on this interview in comparison to what he has went through in the past 2 years. Just merely surviving. Talk to us, Clifford.
Yes, sir. Yeah, when I was incarcerated, I had got in text, you know, and when I got a text by a person that nobody was sending him no money, he didn't have no items, and I had food and everything, and he felt like he could just come and didn't want to take my food and stuff from me, you know, and he hit me on my arm. I jumped up and started, you know what I'm saying, secure myself. The police and everything, they ran in, and they kept up in the same crib. Then I moved down one up or nothing like that, but, you know, he kept came back, staring me down, anything. But I thank God for his hand of protection over me, that, you know, he didn't go that far. And 3 weeks later, that I went back to hold him out. Even now being out, it's difficult. You know, when I be finding that, filling out job applications and telling them, okay, and I don't supposed to have this particular felony, but if I put a felony down, it's not for manslaughter or murder, they don't want to have it. I said, it ain't no felony because it was no felony, because they ain't got that score on my refuge. They don't want to have it. So what else am I supposed to do? I got to go to the temp service job.
Yeah, yeah. The other part of that, and I'm talking to all of you out there in Ray Cloud, especially you, the other side of it is that, you know, people even pay lawyers. And I'm going to go out here on the deep end and tell y'all, this is wrong. Dr. Kenneth Sharp Glasgow, it is wrong. Words, views, and opinions that's said and come across the airway for the past 50 minutes and more, continuing, are the words, views, and opinions of me, myself, and I, who's in the studio with me, and those that call in. Because I'm finna tell y'all, the other side of that is, there's no expungement in Alabama. Can I tell you why? You can pay lawyers, you can pay anybody, and say, hey, help me get my record expunged. They still can go on the computer and look up your arrest record. Hello? Talk to me, Clifford.
And then use it against you. That's the problem. If you already been paid something, they'll use your past against you still. So when we
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. What you were saying, Clifford? When we're what?
When we ever will be free and be citizens again?
That's the question. When will we ever be free? And what you have to understand in society is that nobody, Federal Lou Hamer said it best, nobody's free until everybody's free. And once you get that scarlet letter, whether you're innocent, guilty, or what, you got people out here for possession of drugs. One of the things that 47 did mention was they're changing the scale on marijuana. Now, I wonder, is that going to help change the laws down here on marijuana? Because 2 possessions of marijuana charges, you got a felony. And anywhere else in America, like 25 others, 26 other states, it's decriminalized. Some places, they don't even bother you. Some places, they might give you a fine. But the question that Clifford Ellis and others who are formerly incarcerated asking about now is, When will you ever be free? Now, there are people out there, formerly incarcerated, that have made it, that have slipped through the ranks, got a good job, living lavish lifestyles, and great. But the norm for people that's formerly incarcerated is Clifford Ellis. 2 years and still struggling, trying to survive. Family and mother and all of them died while you're in prison. Have to depend on other family members and other siblings to help. And Clifford is lucky he has that, because a lot of people don't even have that. But the trauma he went through looking at people dying, ODing, getting beat up, looking at people getting raped. Let's talk about that, Clifford, because they seem to think that in the male prison that's not happening anymore. That was way back in the day. Now, this is the day. Talk to me, Clifford.
Right now, you know, they get in there and get on them drugs. And when they get on them drugs, they'll tell their body, they get their body, because they don't have no money for the drugs and this. And some of them don't want to do it, but they still get rid of it because they owe this person so much money. And they just man, they just take it from them. You know what I'm saying? Because they can be the drugs. But I see the people doing drugs because they got so much time, they don't realize the addict set in on them. So when it really hit them, man, I'm going to be here for life. I'm going to be here for 50 years. This is my life here. They forget about society. And that's a whole nother life now.
For the last few minutes, if you would do me a favor, Clifford, I know from the videos and all that I've seen on Facebook and everything else, but you just got out 2 years ago. Give people a picture, walk them through what it looked like in the dorm, in the halls, going to child. Walk them through one day in prison with you before we go. Stepping over people that sold their beds and all. Walk them through it, Clifford.
Yes, sir. Now, people are sleeping on the floor. They're sleeping in the 2 years. It's raining inside the field. And like it has. We'll be in a dorm for like 200, 300 people in a dorm. Now, about 75 of them is on the floor. They told this man, and they sleep anywhere on the floor. You gotta walk over them.
Stop right there. Stop right there. You said 200-300 people in the dorm, and the dorm is only made for 80 beds, y'all. 80 beds is actually 76 beds and 4 for the overdraft. But you got 200-300 right here in the county jail now. We over capacity in county jail in Houston County right now by what, almost 100 people. Go ahead, Clifford.
And being set on top of each other. So three so high. We stepping out of those trees because we about 75 on the street on the floor. Got up in the morning, brother, get up at 3 o'clock. 3:30 we started calling, shouting everything. If you meet breakfast, you gotta walk outside to another little building, and you don't eat no more till lunchtime, 10, 11 o'clock. You don't be up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to get their breakfast. And when they close the door, it's over with. And it's not no, when you make you get up, go to school, make you get up, go to the farm.
Hold on. Before you even go to breakfast, when you get in there, how long do it take? Yeah, you're right, Ray Cloud. You're right. Go ahead, Clifford. I'm sorry. Ray Cloud, I see your message. You're right. Go ahead.
You know, you'll be in the town hall about 30, 40 minutes. They just feed the whole camp. You'll be in the town hall long, and when you come back, you don't go out to no farm, you don't go out to no school. You basically just lay around and just do nothing. All day long, they'll put you back in the dorm, but they'll let you come out for like an hour. But most of the time, they keep me locked in the dorm.
You're right. Amen. Thank you for that, Clifford. So let's talk about some good stuff. Because Ray Cloud just really, I'm glad I got people like her and Bridget and all them who listen to me every day, that keep me on point. Thank you so much for that, because that is really, really valuable. Let's talk about some good stuff. Tell us some good stuff that has happened to you since you've been home. Some good people you done met, and how you've been making it.
Well, since I've been home, you know, I thank God for Christina, with you, Mr. Glasgow, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Glasgow. You know, you've been there for me. And I'm a part of an organization, both sides of the wall. You know, I'm a co-director with them.
Diane Cardwell, come on now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I thank Ms. Laura and Charlotte, you know, Laura Perino and Charlotte out of New York, Luke. I thank Mr. Frank Osborne, you know, just an attorney out of Birmingham. You know, there's a lot of people that really supported us, keeping me focused on out here, try to keep my head level. And like I say that, you know, it ain't easy, still not easy. I'm down here now in Mobile, taking to deal with faith. But I understand I cannot leave the brothers behind though. The brothers, they can't speak for themselves. I gotta continue to stand for them. I gotta stand for some of the things involved in it. I'm part of the struggle.
And you will be with me and Keita Moss, who's gonna get you got your counselor and everything else. We will be doing that next Sunday. I'm on my way to Montgomery now, actually, to go do the interview for Clifford Ellis. We thank God for you, man. We thank God for you continuing to be a productive citizen in society. Even though it's hard, know that God has made a way and will continue to keep a way. You got more people on here now, Ray Cloud and others, that's going to continue to help you. I know them well enough to know that when they give their word, especially in writing on this comment, I know that you got more help than you think right now. Give me your last and final words, Clifford.
I thank you all for y'all help, you know what I'm saying? Continue to keep me in prayer. Like I said, you know, may God continue to bless you all too. And I say thank y'all so much. And if anybody don't know how to get in touch with me, you gotta leave a number, anything, I have to financial, anything. You know, Kenny let you know how to get in touch with me. I thank y'all, may God continue to bless y'all. Y'all in my prayer, likewise me, y'all keep in y'all prayer.
Amen. Amen. All right, that's Clifford Ellis. God bless. Amen. Give me your last and final words, cuz, because I thank God for Ray Cloud. I thank you because I was going deeper and deeper. And I did ask him, was anybody with me? And he said no. And then she put on there, don't trigger. Right. And I was like, yeah, because when he went to talk about the attacking stuff, it got a little deeper. I don't know if y'all heard it now, but it got kind of deep. And a little bit deeper than mentioned. And so one of the things I want to say to you is, I know how you feel about prison reform, but how do you convey that to other folks that don't feel that don't even have any kind of empathy at all?
Well, what the empathy they have is for economics and Christianity. It's unchristian to put somebody through that. And that's not how they would want to be treated. It violates the Ten Commandments, however you want to put it. But here in this state, that you have to push the economics and the unchristianity of it. That it's not right to do something unnecessarily to someone else. But connecting to my world, which I was in the military, you know, listening to him, it reminded me of being hyper alert, because when you get into a wartime situation and, you know, there's a bomb threat and there are planes flying over your head, you're hyper alert all day and all night in your location. And you do need to adjust to calm down from being alert to every little thing around you, to what might happen, to when it's night and you know, locking everything and doing things differently, and then in the day and just overdoing it. That's a state of hyper alert, and that is PTSD according to the military. And it used to be called shell shock or battle fatigue. But to sit in that state for 12 years is that is just, and not have help after that
Yeah.
I mean, something needs to be done about that.
And the thing about it is that people say with military it's shell shock. You know, they going through their zone, PTSD and all that, but they don't realize the same effects coming from prison. You know, he's institutionalized. You know, they demonize it instead of realizing it's the same human effect. Different capacity, the same human effect. And the thing about it is, you know, in the military, you have people that die and everything about there with you, but in prison, the proximity.
It's too close.
Oh my God. So when this guy that you was just playing checkers with, dominoes or cards with, died, basically in your arms, so to speak. Because you got to look at the way the bunk's made. If I reach to my left or extend my right hand to my right, I'm touching the guy next to me. That's how close it is. So it's very traumatizing, especially now with the epidemic of this fentanyl in the prisons and people dying every day. The lack of medical.
I think in this state, someone in office or in some part of the state is like mentally stuck in this trying to create a second class.
Yeah, but what they're doing,
citizenship.
but this is what the governor and all of them are using to build these mega prisons. And stating, oh, when we have these mega prisons, we won't have all these problems and this and that and the other. And it gives them an opportunity to increase the people they're locking up. What a lot of people don't know right now is the reason they're locking people up with so many petty crimes right now is so they can have the capacity for these new prisons. Because these new prisons, one of the main reasons, and I got to go, we fought against these new prisons, is because even though the state have the building, the landowners will own the property. The construction workers that have
they're making a business. I mean, it's just
well,
into
it's even deeper than
something.
But it's even deeper than that. The people who own the land and the people who own the construction will own the people that Alabama, the state of Alabama, put in the prisons. Ah, come on, see? See, ain't nobody hearing me. And so basically, they can just at any given time pull the rug and say, you know what? We don't want nothing else from y'all. We gonna keep all that. What they gonna do with the people? And so this is why you got bills coming out the way they want to convict lease all over again. Do convict leasing and send people in prison overseas and other countries and all that. Yeah, y'all need to look at some of this stuff going on. It's crazy. Give me your last and final words, guys.
Well, my last word is, you know, if you're a Christian governor or a Christian president or a Christian attorney and you're letting this slide and you're not doing anything, I mean, God's going to take account on you know, later on down the line. But what you're doing is wrong. And you're not, if you treat your neighbor like that, you're not going to heaven, you know.
Well, one of the things we're going to have to do, Dr. Jimmy Watford and Conservative Cousin and others, we're going to have to define what Christian means. Because I think we done lost the meaning of what's a Christian.
Especially you get a little power and you become corrupt. You know, God has seen it all before. So you know you're not going to live and you're not going to last, period.
Well, my last and final words before I go, got to go this morning. This is Dr. Kenneth Sharp in Glasgow within his route. It said, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Ray Cloud says, they are human beings. Prisons are for-profit institutions, not established for reforming behaviors of the incarcerated. And that is very correct. And what we have to understand is that the prison industrial complex has become one of the most profitable. Just like slavery. It's just sophisticated now. My time is up. I thank you for yours. Dr. Kenneth Sharp in Glasgow. I'm going to leave that right there. We got to finish this conversation. Y'all know that.
Barry, come back home, and I was really at a deep loss.